Hello, Leo. Welcome to your reading with me, Cindy. I got myself off the couch. Been fighting a bad cold. I feel a lot better today. I'm just a little bit tired, but it'd be nice to do something, you know? You know how you get like that? So I did Cancer's reading. I had a little Rice Krispie Square snack and some tea. So I'm ready to go again for you. I'm using a new deck. A lot of people call it Kipper. I call it the Kippa. The Kippa deck. I'm using my Kippa deck. You have Distant Horizons. Maybe we're going to be talking about your dreams and your fantasies here, Leo. I got my tarot. Ooh, the devil. Who comes into your dreams, Leo? Oh my goodness. And the Queen of Pentacles. The Queen of Pentacles is a devil. I don't know. Anyways, let's just like underline stuff after the pre-shuffle. Pussycat Nation. I'm going to get started. You might notice I'm not like regular bubbly Cindy, but I am Cindy, and I am here, and I am pulling cards for you. So let's see what the Kipper has got to say to my Leo tribe, I do a 6-card spread with a Kipper, and then we look a little more deeply with the tarot in this. All right, Leos, Leo. All right, Leo, concern. Distant Horizons. Okay, you've got some concern about your dreams in the distance here. Toil and labor. Oof. All right. Under concern, you have high honor. You take these concerns very seriously. Despair. Oh, no. Toil and labor. Unexpected income. What is this? Okay. I'm going to say right now, you look like you're throwing around the worst case scenarios in your head, and it's not going to happen. So just let that go. Let that go, okay? Worst case scenarios are not going to happen for you. You've got courtship on the bottom. You know, it's funny because I was, last night, I came up and I was going through the Kipper book the Kippa book a little bit more. And this card, I was looking at it, and it talks about, too, like, you know, the obvious about courtship, excuse me, like seeing people or dating someone or getting to know someone, going through the motions of sort of like getting to know someone, right? Like that's kind of like what courtship is. It kind of talks about that, but it also talks about, you know, outside of just a person, like courting life really is, I feel, and I kind of feel like that's what this might be pertaining to for you. You got a lot of concern here. You know, the high honor card, it's funny because where it's sitting, it's... I feel like you struggle with wanting to do what the right thing is. And I feel like you're struggling with what that is. What is the right thing to do? But like your concern, I don't know what area of your life this is. It might have something to do with work. It could, with toil and labor. But like you move yourself from being concerned to finding yourself in despair. To believing in the worst case scenarios. We've all been there, right? We can all do that. So this is your talk. You're getting the talk right now. Yeah, it's really coming through like doing the right thing. What is the right thing to do? I feel like it's sitting with concern and high honor. You struggle with that. What is the right thing to do in this case, or for yourself, or whatever you have going on? And then Distant Horizons really talks about, you know, our dreams, our hopes, the things that we wish for in the future. And it's almost like if you allow yourself to project into the future a little bit, then you move right from concern into despair. Just nothing. Well, no, Jesus, what is going on here? Because look at behind him, he's got the sign that says not hiring, right? And all these people are in the building, but he's on the outside of the building, right? Okay, now and then you go to toil and labor, which toil and labor is about doing a lot of work. It's sort of, it kind of reminds me a bit of the Industrial Revolution too, where, you know, workers were taken advantage of a lot. Well, they're still really honestly taken advantage of, but you know, it's kind of funny, isn't it? Think about that. Like, you think about how workers were taken advantage of like 100 or 200 years ago, and there were no laws in place to protect people. You could work someone to death, really, and there was, oh well, we'll hire someone new. Hey, like, but it's not really much different. There's just a lot of wording and stuff that's come into play with that now. You have an unexpected income coming, okay? So I don't know how or where or why. And it might be coming through something that you might associate with being like really hard labor. What am I going to get out of this? I feel like you will be paid. You will be paid. You will be compensated. The work that you put in, you will be paid for. And I feel like paid for even more than you expect. Yeah, I was watching something. I don't know. This is kind of funny because there was a bit like something going on in Cancer's reading about work. And, you know, needing to go through maybe like a judicial hearing or some sort of legal avenue to get some sort of justice for something that may have happened at work. And that's what I'm saying here. It's almost like, yeah, you can't technically take advantage of workers like they were taken advantage of 100, 200 years ago. But you can if you have more legal funds to use, right? Like, it's still, and I just see here, your toil and labor, you will receive compensation for this. Now, so it's kind of funny because I'm looking at this and I'm thinking about some things that I've been watching. I'm always fascinated by, like, you know, the human experience, and that's one of the reasons I love doing tarot, is because I get to see like so many different stories. And they were interviewing, it was a media outlet here in Canada, and they were interviewing two employers. One was the co-owner of a large cement factory, and the other one was a restaurant owner. And I think he owned a couple of restaurants. Neither one of them could get anybody to work for them right now. And they were trying like desperately so many different ways. And like, they were both saying the same thing. Like, it's hard to line up interviews. If I can manage to get 10 interviews lined up, only one person shows up. So they're hired. And then they never come in. So it's just like, I'm seeing like a shift. And I'm feeling like what I'm looking at here, Leo, at the beginning of your reading, is you kind of feeling like you don't have the advantage in the workforce. I don't see that for you in the future, though. I see you having the advantage in the workforce in the future. And one of the other things that they said in this interview, both of these employers, was they have considered that they're going to start paying people for interviews. I'll pay you for your time to interview. And I thought, some people will just become professional interviewers. I can see that. There's just like, interview. All right, people pay me for my time. I'm going to line up 5 interviews today. And I get paid for all of them. And they still won't get anyone to work for them. But you see what I mean? Like, employers are trying to come up with ways to pay people because the old way is not working. But I feel like a little bit here, you've got high honor here. So I feel like you've always put, like, you are not also someone who wants to take advantage of anyone else. That's the other feeling that I get here with this energy. You don't want to do something that you don't see as necessarily fair. I just see you though, like, it's like you're concerned. I feel like you're compromising yourself somehow with concern and high honor, because it leads you into having like real desperate ideas about your future. And the toil and labor though, you're going to get an unexpected income. So it's really funny. I'm going to say if you have been wrongfully treated perhaps in a work environment in the past, and you might be due some sort of compensation, I might go watch the Cancer reading. I'm really surprised at how that's kind of coming in here again. It's really very unique and interesting. Even this courtship, like what I was talking about with those two employers and how they're trying to find people to work for them, like they can't. Like if you can't find people to work for you, you don't have a business, right? So it's kind of putting these employers in a very different situation. Like how will they court you to come and work for them? I think I've mentioned it in another reading before. It's fascinating to see like all the like help wanted signs everywhere. And even, I think is it the Audi or the BMW dealership up the road? I can't remember. They have a huge sign, two of them, like big signs attached to the huge light posts on this main road where they are. $5,000 signing bonus to any type of technician that agrees to. Jeez. So it's really curious. Like, you might feel like I'm going to go into the workforce and I'm going to be taken advantage of. I don't see that here. I see a desperation. So let's keep going here. Let's keep going. The Devil and the Empress. Wow. That's pretty interesting. Those are high stakes. The Devil and the Empress. I just have things playing through my mind like the Empress gave birth to everything that the devil plays with. And the Empress can take everything away that the devil plays with, right? Because it's earth. Okay, concern, distant horizons, toil and labor. It's a mess. It's like, I don't even want to see my cards, Cindy. I just think it's despair. Don't even shout right. No, everything... I really see you moving into like worst case scenarios in your mind here, and you really got to get out of that because it's not going to be the case. You're going to be well compensated for any toil and labor that you get involved in here. Concern. The Four of Swords. Are you healed enough? That's a concern. So you're thinking about that. Have you taken enough time to heal? Have you taken enough time to recover? Can you switch gears here? Distant horizons. The Queen of Cups. Well, that's nice. That's a really nice feeling. But then, right, then you have despair underneath. Like, no, it can't be that good. Toil and labor. The Seven of Cups. You see, this is where you get, I don't know. I'm going to work at something. What will it be for? What will I get? What will I achieve? What will I fulfill? Will I always be confused about where this is going? High honor. The Ten of Pentacles. Well, that is a very high honor. I think some of you have come from something that was already quite well established. Something that is... What is this here? Okay, now this has also got the feeling of... Because this guy is old and gray. This is almost like somebody rejoining the workforce. Whether you've taken some time to heal, whether you've just taken like a sabbatical, you've taken some time off, somebody who's even retired and then thinking of rejoining the workforce is not being valued or something. Like, why is this despair coming in? Because there's like high honor in the Ten of Pentacles. I don't know. It's almost like in the past you achieved something. And maybe you're thinking, you know, I could never achieve the greatness that I've already achieved. I will never, perhaps have a wage as high as what I had in the past. I will never have the status of what I had in the past. I will never have the influence of what I had in the past. Or, you know, there's so many things that come in with high honor in the Ten of Pentacles. But But this is, I want to say too, this also feels like something that created, you know, your level of expectation of yourself or something as well. I sort of touched on that at the beginning. It sort of has the feeling that you created and you achieved something quite large in your past, or maybe you're even right now, you know, but you're resting and healing from this. But because that's showing up as a concern, I feel like you're almost asking yourself the question, have I healed enough? Have I given myself enough time? So because that feels like the question, to me it feels like this is a little bit like in the past, this accomplishment. Distant Horizons, the Queen of Cups. This is just, you know, what you really want to do from your heart, what feels really good, what feels beautiful and flowing. But you know what? It's almost like I'm really particular about what goes in that cup though, because she's got her hand on it. So there's a maturity here to be very open to experience. But no, immediately, that was not for me. Or maybe it's despair. Maybe you kind of get, you know, like thinking through that line, that framework of, okay, I know now what's not for me. Everything out there is not for me. You know, it's like, how do you get into this despair? I'm asking you. The Knight of Cups is bringing this forward. Okay, so it feels good in your mind. It feels really good in your mind, Leo. Because it's there, right? It's in your mind. It's playing out in your mind. Oh, hi, baby girl. Why don't you go lay down with him? I have to get in a dog bed. I told you to come up sooner. You're slow. You want to come? Come. Okay, come here. You sleep in my arms. You can sleep in my arms. That's okay. Everybody wants to see you because you're so beautiful. Yeah. You tired? I know. You sleepy? You want me to rock you to sleep? Okay. Go. Go to best bed. Go to mommy. So it does. It seems like, Leo, that it's really good in your head, you know, because you can control what goes on in your head and what you imagine for yourself in your head. But then when it comes to executing your dreams here, your emotions, your feelings, you get into despair. Like, oh, this is not, like, just, and it honestly feels like not hiring. They won't be interested. They, you know, oh, unexpected income. The Eight of Pentacles. There is like some sort of job on the horizon for you. Jeez. There is some good wealth coming, because look at this too. He's got, oh, I'm sorry, I can only lean so far. Is he right? Like, what is he? He's creating a nest egg with this. He's creating enough for a rainy day. Toil and labor, Seven of Cups, though. Yeah, you're really coming from a point, Leo, where you're emotionally invested in what's right or wrong for you, which is very healthy. But then I feel like you get a little bit too much in your head about what could possibly go wrong. Because toil and labor is not being compensated. Toil, like, you are working day in and day out. And let me tell you, it's not your value. You're not bringing home your value of what you're putting in. But this is showing that you are. The King of Wands at the bottom. There you go. There you are. Oh, the Ten of Swords, Two of Swords. Okay, so something changed in your life. What is all this? You got a huge underline. What have you been doing here? What have you been doing? Okay, you got, let's, you know, really. I have to get in a dog bed. So the dog bed that she has that she really likes, Apodozer's Latte. For such a small cat, he has such a long name. He really likes that bed. And it's up here. I got him another one. It's over here, but nobody sleeps on it because it's too small. They all like king size. And so it's a Costco bed that I have for Lily, and it's great. Well, I'm going to tell you right now, soil and labor, this is one of the problems that's going on because everything's a piece of shit. I can't even get the same quality of that was I bought, I guess, 3 years ago. Doesn't exist. And all the reviews, like, this is a piece of shit. This is not like what I bought before. So I went on to Amazon and I'm looking and some of these beds look really nice. But the reviews in the past were good. And then you get reviews now in the last year. This thing is a piece of shit. I bought one 4 years ago for my dog and wanted a new one. And the quality is, I'm returning this piece of crap. You know what I mean? So there's a huge, you observe all these things, which I've been doing in our world right now. So I'm finding quite interesting to see how things are playing out. And yeah, value has to be applied. And we are, I feel, also going through a period of time where a lot of people have become quite wealthy without any effort, any knowledge, any know-how, any capability. If somebody had a little bit of money, they could make it grow. I'm really noticing that in the housing market here. There's people trying to sell shit. And it's just sitting there. It's like, you can't do that. It's like people that made a lot of money in real estate in the last 10, 12 years, they never experienced real estate in the 1980s, 1990s. Like, okay, like you have to, if you want to sell a house right now, you better cut the lawn, you better paint the walls, you better clean the floors, and you better, you know, show it up nice. It's just, so it's going to be interesting. I really see that there's a big shift happening, I think. And I think that, you know, a lot of people talk about it and they get focused on, there's a big shift in wealth, it's all going to the rich. No, there's opportunities out there for everyone. If you are looking for them and you're open to them and you're open to experience. And well, if you've been one of the ones that were, you know, it's kind of like that Jupiter energy, what we've been experiencing the last 10 years, just like bidding wars on houses, bidding wars on renting houses. It's just insane. You don't need to have any expertise to make money in that if you happen to have a house. Like, you don't. So this is almost like Saturn is coming in and saying, this growth is disgusting and it's not good growth. So there's a change happening for a reason. And I think people have to take a little bit of a look and realize, you know, do you need to learn something here? Do you need to create something of yourself? So what have you got going on here? Because you've got some pretty interesting cards for your underline. You have the King of Wands followed by the Ten of Swords. So there's a point that you built yourself up to, which was exactly you. You were really meant to walk this path, whatever it was for you. But that's over with the Ten of Swords. And that leaves you feeling kind of indecisive, right? Well, where do I go now? What do I do now? What direction should I take? But this is where we get confused about our dreams again. Because then you have the Knight of Pentacles. Okay, I feel like you become practical. All right, let's do the practical things that I need to do today. Let's focus on those. Let's just take it one day at a time. And let's not get ahead of ourselves. And it's like, right, like I find, and then you come into the Nine of Cups. Like you have sort of a solid feeling about your dreams and your wishes and how you would like those to happen. But then something comes in here with the Eight of Cups. Something gets knocked over. Something happens. It's almost like you try to start stacking your dream. Like, okay, let me start creating it. And maybe something pops into your day that makes it seem like, oh, well, that's not going to work. That's not going to happen. And then it's almost like you revert and go into hermit mode. I'm just going to contain myself. I'm going to keep my energy to myself. I'm going to try to figure this out, which isn't wrong. That's not wrong. It's actually probably a good approach going from the 9 to the 8 here of Cups. Yeah, really, really quite an interesting reading, Leo. Yeah, I see. Look at this. Because this is like almost a full moon. But it's waning. And then it's continuing to wane. It's like as time goes by, you lose a bit of hope. And then you go back, it kind of like back to the drawing board. You're trying to rediscover yourself. That's what I would describe this as. You're trying to rediscover yourself after, like, who you knew yourself to be to come to an end. But I'm honest to God, there's something here for you. And it does have something to do with work, which is really kind of funny. Maybe I should do like a work and finance reading next. Is there anything you want to clarify over here, Lily? You are my favorite girl. I love you so much. You know, I'm going to do the toil and labor with the 7 of Cups. I'm going to need my hand, Lily. Toil and labor with the 7 of Cups. The Ace of Cups. I feel like you're running a lot of ideas through your mind, through your heart. You're filtering them. Yeah, that's what it is. It's like you're filtering your ideas through your heart, which I think is really good. Because it's almost like you're continuing, you want to stay true. You want to really stay true to how you're guiding yourself. Do you want to try this bed? Do you want to try that? What do you think? It's like downsizing. Yeah, okay, no, I won't insult you that way. I'm sorry. Okay. Unexpected income, 8 of Pentacles. Unexpected income. I know when I went to the pet store, I looked for a new bed. I'm just trying to... 9 of Pentacles, Ace of Pentacles. You keep doing whatever you're doing. Okay, honestly, even if it feels like, because there's that 9 of Pentacles, that's that energy, right? That keeps you building up towards your dream here. There it is. There's the 9 of Pentacles. And then that gets you feeling pretty good about things. It's almost like the little things that you have control of throughout your day give you the confidence to believe in yourself, right? And then, I don't know, things happen, or that's not going to work out, or not today. Well, I had a timeline in my head and I thought by now I'd be doing this and I'm not. However that's showing up, it's this is actually getting you somewhere. So keep doing it. You're building little tiny blocks to a foundation here. There's a new beginning here for you. My goodness. Pentacle, Pentacle, Pentacle with unexpected income. So there you go. Why is this falling off? The 5 of Swords. Well, yeah, cut some shit out. You know, do what you got to do. The 4 of Pentacles. The 4 of Pentacles and the Lovers. Well, that really also feels like a little bit like being cut off from your dreams. But I feel like you're kind of trying to explore what your dreams are. And it also feels like not moving on any divine choices. Not seeing anything quite yet. That feels like the most divine thing for you that you could be doing or that you want to be doing. That's interesting, Leo. Don't really stop your process. Your process looks like it's actually getting you somewhere. And even before these 2 little clarifiers came out, I felt like that over here. Because if you need to start, you know, you feel a little bit of despair about something, you go right back. You're looking inside for the answer each time, which is a really good way to do it. So there you go. So I'm going to go do the extended, Leo. In the extended, I'm going to continue to pull out cards from the Kippa, different tarot deck, and we're going to see what else the universe would like to talk to you about. Thank you so much, pussycats. Until next time, to be gentle with yourselves. Bye.